All right, we are live. Welcome to 6G Agenda. I'm Andrew, your host, as always, here again with my man Justin Ward on the chords,
Yo,
and we talk about what they won't. We've got ourselves a chill pod. I mean, it has been a minute since we did chill pod, bro.
it has kind of
We've been doing
been
the
a little
book
minute.
clubs in place of that. I mean, and then deep dives otherwise. Book clubs and deep dives. That's what we've been doing, but little chill pod, mostly because a lot of crazy shit going on current event wise. We're gonna mostly talk about like what's going on. We aren't really a news show, but hey, man, we're gonna take a crack at some current events and we're gonna do some research on the spot while we get through this. But we also have some crazy stuff that we found already regarding the Australia shooting, the Brown University whole deal, and then also this now unraveling. I don't know if you saw this New Year's Eve plan for some bombing that was planned by some people that just today they're talking about.
Oh, you're gonna have to learn me about that. You're gonna have to learn me more about this Australia shit because
We're
I
gonna
only
learn
saw
about it.
about it this morning, dude.
And one of our heaviest countries is Australia, so you know what? It's it's gonna
For
be fitting
real.
that we're kind of looking into their side of the world now. So
Yeah.
see what's going on over there. But yeah, without further ado, I'll just get through a little housekeeping, if you will. Check out our show description on Spotify whenever this goes on there. We've got our donation and or Patreon down there. We're gonna have all that good stuff. You can get on there for free for a week if you want. Just check it out, see if it's for you, and check out some of the episodes we got, premium stuff. Also, I don't know if you noticed today, I dropped a Patreon episode for free, so go check that out. It's the full episode of the eternal, what is it, synthetic eternity that we
Mm,
went through. It's pretty badass.
yeah.
But yeah, like, follow, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll get into it. We don't take too long on the grifting, but please support the show. Outside of that, have you guys seen what's going on in Australia? What do you know about it, Justin? With the Australia stuff, father son.
Uh, well, I didn't even know that much. Shit, I just saw
My
like
bad.
just a little. No, thanks. Way to spoil it, dude.
My bad.
No, you're good. Fucking, I only saw like a couple of videos from I imagine social medias of
Hmm.
there was one dude. It was like the back he was recording, like, the backside of the dudes, like, firing onto the beach, and then there
Hmm.
was another one from, like, a distant not necessarily distant, but probably the parking lot to the beach, where a gang of people were fucking running by and running off of the beach and shit.
A lot of, yeah. And it's crazy. I've been seeing some crazy stuff regarding this. God, I don't even know where to start. So Time Magazine just came out today talking about what's really weird? That they're doing a lot more coverage on the Australia stuff in America here than they're doing even on the Brown University situation.
Yeah.
And that person is still at large. They didn't even get
Hmm.
caught.
Damn,
So
really?
there's that's like a whole thing. They didn't even get caught. There's a manhunt right now for the dude from the Brown University situation. And then, yeah, the Bondi Beach stuff. I mean, it's getting a lot of coverage as well, but I would say more than even that. And
Alright.
that's it's crazy. So yeah, there's a lot to get
Very
over.
interesting.
Go over here. Here, hold on. Let me go ahead and get this up. All right, let me go ahead and share the screen. We're gonna get into what's going on, current events. We will hopefully get to the 6G stuff with Trump. That's kind of what I planned on about. Trump was sitting with some people talking about 6G, how you can see into skin more. He's like, what?
What?
He's like, yeah. He said, I'm the leader. I was the leader on 5G. He's like, I was the guy, I was the guy that's made it happen. And he's like, so what's the deal with this 6G? He's like, so what? You can see more and deeper into people's skin or what? And like
What
literally
the
said that.
fuck?
Yeah. And so we're going to get into that because that's 100% what we talk about, right? And then we're also going, hopefully we can get into what is the technology 6G?
Yeah.
It runs off terahertz, which is shortwave closed loop technology that needs localized nodes in order to, but when it has it, it runs way faster than gigahertz or whatever they use, right?
Right.
So the terahertz or tetrahertz runs up, like, that's why the Internet of Things and Internet of Bodies is important. They need to have little nodes everywhere, right?
Hmm.
The smart dust, they have to have the smart dust everywhere, the blankets of sensors. All
Right.
those sensors serve as nodes for the 6G technology. So we're gonna get into all
Damn,
that.
dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
I've been doing
coming to
some research.
fruition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. It's everything that we talk about. I've been real heavy at work, working like a dog, and I've been doing a lot of research while I'm doing it. Just haven't had time to do shows. So whenever we get more time here after the holiday and everything, New Year starts up, expect a lot of content. Right now,
Yeah.
we're kind of going to go through a little weird phase. It is what it is. I got a little trip to go on. I'm working like 70 hours a week. I mean, this is crazy, bro. I'm working more than I ever
Yeah.
have in my life.
Both of
But
us during the holidays we get busy.
and it's not even because of Christmas, bro. It's just because I'm going on this trip and things are ridiculous. I'm sure you guys feel me
Mm.
economically. So yeah, all right, let's get into the shit. What is going on? So we could start over here. We could start over here. Time Magazine, Bonnie Beach
Fucking
terror attack. Australia's worst mass shooting in decades. How it unfolded. So, two gunmen killed at least 15 people, wounded at least 40 others. Now,
damn.
I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, that guy, he took. Now, I saw that they actually had the police stand down. There's a hero bystander that was there that I saw a video of on X. We'll hopefully find all this and I'll show you guys. But yeah, that guy took his gun. Did you see that?
No, but I heard about it. Like I read that.
Yeah. This bystander, 43-year-old Ahmed Al Ahmed, which is funny. Netanyahu goes, "Oh, I heard that it was a Muslim or Islam or whatever that and I salute him for helping out." It's so ironic that
Whatever.
that's the person. It's so ironic. No, to me, it's ironic that somebody like that helped out because as we get into it, I think this is a false flag that's been prepared by Israel. So, I mean, allegedly, I'm just saying that's what I think.
Okay.
Who cares what I think? I'm just saying that it is something I think about. All right, so let me see here. All right, so we got this. Israel officials already saying that it's Iran. Israel intelligence quickly assessed that Tehran was the main suspect in the Bondi Beach attack in Australia. Of course it was. So Netanyahu, this is the part that this is kind of what I'm getting at here. So we should go ahead and get into it as well. Hold on. Am I sharing sound?
I don't think you were
Shit.
because I couldn't hear it when you were playing it.
All right, cool. We're good. Let's do it.
Do
So
it.
just notice what Netanyahu says here. He says something really weird, and it's going to be a kind of a theme that we notice here. We talked on the show about how Laura Loomer said that there was Islamist cells inside of America that were going to do an attack. Remember that a couple
Yeah.
months ago? Well, Rabbi Shmuley and Netanyahu apparently warned Australia that their anti-Semitism is going to lead to an attack a couple months ago. And so these people, in my opinion, they know about it beforehand, or at least they're saying that because they're the ones that do the attacks, in my opinion. And here's the thing. There's justifiable anti-Zionism going on social media and everywhere else, which is also giving way to anti-Semitism, which is real. Like there is a lot of anti-Semitism going on right now, but I believe that their Zionist actions are leading to the anti-Semitism, which then is a self-fulfilling prophecy on their end where they can say, look, see, these people hate all these Jews and everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When in reality, it's like your actions are leading to this radicalization of people. So that way you can have justification to lock people down and, as we'll get to, take their freedom of speech away. All right, let's get to this.
Let's play it.
On August 17th, about 4 months ago,
Is it echoing?
I sent Prime Minister Albanese of Australia a letter in which I gave him warning that the Australian government's policy was promoting and encouraging anti-Semitism in Australia. I wrote, "Your call for a Palestinian state pours fuel on the anti-Semitic fire. It rewards Hamas terrorism. It emboldens those who menace Australian Jews and encourages the Jew hatred now stalking your streets. Anti-Semitism is a cancer. It spreads when leaders stay silent.
Now, as I'm committing international crimes, and your people seem to be, from what I'm, my AI algorithms that I get to fucking go through with my, Unit 8200, I've noticed that you guys have a lot of anti-Semitism in Australia, which really is just anti-Zionism. And therefore, a couple months ago, I noticed that you guys were kind of, which is funny because we have a lot of Australian listeners. So I do believe that this is what it is. He noticed that, you know what I mean? Like there's people that are obviously looking at shit in Australia and saying, what the hell's going on? Probably because they're so locked down, freedom of speech wise and everything. And I think that he sent a warning over there because, and this just is self-fulfilled prophecy. The Hegelian dialectic shit is all it is. Yeah. I don't know how much of this we really need to go through after that, but
it retreats when leaders act. Prime Minister, you replaced weakness with weakness and appeasement with more appeasement. Your government did nothing to stop the spread of anti-Semitism in Australia. You did nothing to curb the cancer cells that were growing inside your country. You took no action. You let the disease spread. And the result is the brave man, and I salute him. That stopped.
That's the part where he says he salutes the guy. I want to get to the part where he says, this is what we expect of all countries. He speaks with such entitlement to every country. This is giving him, what I'm saying is this is giving him justification to speak like this to countries. Watch how he speaks. It's crazy.
But it requires the action of your government, which you're not taking. And you have to, because history will not forgive hesitation and weakness. It will honor action and strength. That's what Israel expects of each of your governments in the West and elsewhere. Because the disease spreads and it will consume you as well. But we are worrying right now about our people, our safety, and we do not remain silent.
Yep. So yeah, dude, you hear that? You hear what I mean? Right? It's like this is what we expect from you guys. Yeah, he's like, look, man. He's like, history, and what he's saying is like, you won't be honored. Now, here's the thing: why were people in Tel Aviv searching for Navid Akram, which is one of the shooters, identified as the alleged Bondi Beach shooter on December 9th, days before the tragic event? See what I mean?
Interesting.
And then this is the same thing that we just showed. Now, this is about the Brown University thing. We'll get to that in a minute. But again, we're seeing survivors who were in multiple shootings. We'll get to this in a minute. There's another one. That's all part of that too. But here, this guy, Rabbi Shmuley, he's like, I warned you guys months ago this would happen. So does Laura Loomer. Now, remember what I said about Laura Loomer warned us about America, just like Rabbi Shmuley warned Australia that there was going to be a mini Holocaust there, which if you look right here is what it says. He describes what happened today in Australia as a mini Holocaust, but he also, never mind. But yeah, he warned that something like this would happen.
I spoke on TV all over the place, and my message was there's going to be a mass casualty event among Sydney and Melbourne Jewelry, God forbid. I spoke about how after October 7th, October 8th, the day after, there were thousands of Islamists who went to the Opera House, and they actually chanted, gas the Jews, gas the Jews. I predicted a mass casualty event. And you know how I was treated? Like a lunatic.
Yeah. So, whatever. I just noticed a trend is my point where these people are predicting something and then it comes true,
Yeah. What the fuck?
Very wild. So here's also what I want to get to. Am I going to find it on here? Oh, wait, here it is. I sent you this. So this guy right here.
You did.
Jesus Christ. All right. So this guy is another guy. He was at the Australia Bondi Beach shooting. He was also at October 7th in Israel.
Yeah, what are the odds?
What are the odds that there's an Israeli survivor that is in Australia taking a selfie while he's getting attacked, allegedly, right? You see what I mean? This selfie was wild, dude. And the thing is, on the same day, Hanukkah, by the way, a Jewish holiday, which most of these attacks are on holidays, and most of these attacks are done by Israel. So they do the attacks on their own holidays to show how it's anti-Semitism, even though it was them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's provable for a lot of historical attacks that have been done throughout history, like the past 100 years. But importantly, what I was saying is that, yeah, it's like with the shootings on the same day, the school shooting at Brown University and this one, you have survivors who were in other shootings. It's
Damn.
crazy. All
That
pushing,
is fucking convenient, dude.
yeah, all pushing a narrative.
And what are the
sorry.
odds? Like, say you are a normal person, you get put in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds that does happen to you? That would fucking suck.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah,
that
I
would be
wouldn't
crazy.
want to. I wouldn't go outside anymore for real. I would DoorDash everything, and yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, no, I would definitely not. You know, if that was real, I definitely would be the same way. Hold on, can you hear this?
No.
Okay, I wonder how I can get. Oh, here we go. I got it. It's up top. Okay,
There it go.
let's see what this guy says. Shout out to Kenny KO. I don't really wait. I don't even know that's a song. I don't even know who this is, but this guy put this video together. So
Word.
On screen, you were seeing Arsen Ostrovsky. Not only was he a survivor in the recent attack, get this, Arsen Ostrovsky also survived the terror attack of October 7th. What that officially proves is he is on par with his luck, similar to that of Larry Silverstein. Arsen also went on some news media outlets and he quoted, "We came here only 2 weeks ago to work with the Jewish community to fight anti-Semitism. I never thought I would see it in Australia." So he survives October 7th. He survives Bondi Beach. Then also get this, let's jump back over to Naveed Akram, who is one of the shooters in the attack. This obviously took place in Australia, where they are heavily regulated with firearms. In the videos that have surfaced, he obviously has clear skill. People are wondering where that
Yeah,
came
dude, that is.
Well, there are reports going around stating that Naveed Akram was a former IDF soldier who was deployed and in Gaza, who just recently came over to Australia. Do with that information what you will. On screen, you
see what I mean? The evidence, 2 days later, dude. I mean, what has it been? A day or two? The evidence is stacking up so fast.
So
again, the name of the show is False FLAGNUKKAH because of false flag Hanukkah. So just so you guys know, it's not racial slur.
That dude was spitting them bitches out. He was going fast as hell. I never said if that was a fucking bolt. Holy shit, brother!
Skilled.
That boy was
skilled.
That sucks, right?
Yeah.
Did they have a fucking camera crew? Because that was like super close up, like right behind them. Because
dude, you're not wrong.
The video that I saw was like from a building like a block away.
There was a guy. So he was on an overpass. And there was about 4 stairs to get on this overpass that goes over, whatever. And then there's like 4 stairs to come down. That's where that guy was shooting from. There was somebody that had a parked car. The stairs were like, somebody could lay down and they'd be touching the stairs. That's how close they were to the overpass that this guy's standing on while he's taking shots. Like, these people had no fear, dude. I mean, they're just sitting there just taking videos. You know what I mean? Like, whoa.
Australians are different.
That's cut different.
Different breed, dude.
Cut different, dude. It's crazy, dude. I don't know, man. That's wild. So there is a comparison of a picture of an IDF soldier to the guy that was the shooter. I'll see if I can find it. I think Ryan Dawson posted it. I don't know if I saved that or not. My apologies. Got a lot of stuff here saved from today. We'll get into all that, by the way. But this is where it talked about how they had the police possibly standing down. 10 minutes for Australian police to respond to the Bondi shooting, despite the police building being within line of sight where the massacre occurred. Eyewitness reports say police stood by and did nothing. So let's see what this says. This is wild.
Okay. You got him muted.
No, it's coming.
There you go. Sick music and copyright.
It's the classic.
Standing, included that police standing around one of the active shooters, not giving fire back, just standing there. An eyewitness said that it was like
James, no, sorry, hang on a sec. Wait, I'm just going to stop you there. I'm not going to speculate on that right now. What I will say is that there are 2 New South Wales police officers in critical condition in New South Wales hospitals who stepped into the breach, could have lost their lives last night. I'm not going to go into the circumstances of police officers that returned fire, but I can tell you their bravery, their courage in these circumstances saved countless lives. And I would just urge everybody.
Wow. So yeah, they might have stood down a little bit. Okay, here's that comparison, by the way, to this man. David Cohen. Here's a picture of him.
That
And
one
there
right
he is
there on the
there.
bottom.
I
That
mean,
one,
that-
like with his little, with the Jew get up and shit.
I mean, yeah, that's supposed to be. I mean, that's supposed to be a comparison of them. I think it looks pretty similar.
I think it does.
You know, yeah, 100%. Well. I was trying to get this guy on too, by the way, Ryan Dawson. Hopefully he'll come on here soon. We were supposed to come on. He was supposed to come on like last week, but I was busy again. Like I said, I've been working. So this is all Trump really said about that. Here to celebrate Christmas, but I don't know what that has
for
to
a
do.
different
Huh?
reason. We're here to celebrate Christmas and to celebrate. And I think today we can very say loudly, we celebrate Hanukkah because that was such a horrible attack. That was a purely anti-Semitic attack. And to really celebrate the new year, we have an amazing
Brown University. They're calling that an anti-Semitic attack. So now all of this is being tied to anti-Semitism. We'll get to the hate speech and how they want to shut down anti-Semites, and anybody who's questioning this Charlie Kirk killing are anti-Semites too. So like it's all any conspiracy theorist. Well, yeah, Pam Bonnie's making a list of extremists right now. So I think this is very fitting that all this is going on at the same time. So yeah, there's a lot going on right now at once. I think at the end of the day, it's all about your freedom of speech and your rights, and it's being done through hammering on the anti-Semitism. As, by the way, they try to declare war with more countries like Iran and Lebanon right now. They're bombing. I mean, they're pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're behind us going into Venezuela, which makes sense because Maduro called
Really?
Netanyahu a Nazi and said that Zionism is going to be worse than Nazism, and they're going to take over the whole world.
Damn.
Yeah.
Impending doom.
Let's see, Maduro. Let's see here. if we
I can
find
hear
it.
how aggressively you're typing.
Well, I have boo-boo on my finger, so I have to type weird. So let's see what he says here. I'm going to be honest.
Esos judíos de las 12 tribus que no son los que
Okay,
mandan hoy en
Spanish.
el Estado de Israel.
Ooh.
Okay, so maybe we
Flag.
can read it because it's Spanish. Those Jews from the 12 tribes who are not the ones who rule today's state of Israel, those who govern today, Netanyahu is not an authentic Jew. He's a scoundrel who comes from Poland. For those who like to talk about religions and say this is a religious conflict, this is not about religion conflict. The conflict that exists since the foundation of the state of Israel is a geopolitical conflict because the state was created to conquer the entire Middle East and Central Asia, to take away their riches and colonize those people, which is very true. So I think that's the reason why Israel might be behind us going into Venezuela. Besides
Damn.
the oil.
Yeah. Besides the oil.
You know what I mean? A lot of stuff to unleash here, guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. We're just kind of doing a little news episode, essentially, because there is just a lot to go back over. I mean, you know what I mean? Skip the topic for a minute that we're
There's a
into.
little bit
'cause
going on.
There's a lot, dude.
Just a little.
So
Just a
Venezuela
little,
also
but a
did
lot.
Venezuela also didn't want to be a part of the central bank digital currencies. They wanted to create their own digital dollar, and it was going to be separate from central bank digital currencies. I think that's a huge, when you know how much oil they have, and it's more than anybody in the world, essentially. When you know that, and they're going to back up their money instead of by the central bank, by petrodollar. I think that
Yeah,
that is a big reason why they're doing what they're doing as well. I saw that. That's a big
that was
reason why they're.
weird.
Yeah, I know. So it's that you can't be away from the central banks, guys. We know this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's a big part of it. Also, he's calling Netanyahu out. So I think that's a big part of it as well. So
Don't
what do
see
we
a
got?
whole lot of that anymore. People calling him out,
No.
like
No.
leaders and shit.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I
So
mean, some do, but
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Yeah, some
well,
do,
I
but
guess
not
some
many.
do. Just not a lot are loud about it. I guess that dude was loud.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
He said, "Let
he
me
was
hop
going
on the mic
after.
real quick, dude."
Yeah. Brown University. Search for gunman continues. Now, let's get to the part where they have the guys from the people that were in other shootings involved in this one, since we're still on that topic now. Let me try to find it. I got all kinds of stuff here for this. All right, so this person here, Zoe Weissman, who is Jewish, maybe that's why it's an anti-Semitic attack. I don't know. When I was 11, I told myself I'd never go through a school shooting. When I was 12, I told myself it would never happen again. Now I'm freshly 20, and I've once more been proven wrong, from Parkland and now from Brown University. And this person said, "You were in high school at 12 years old," which is very funny because it's like, okay, are you lying, dude? What the fuck are we talking about? You were in high school at 12 and you were at
Right.
Parkland shooting?
Like, what the
What's
fuck?
happening? Yeah, weird, right?
Unless you
So-
were like a fucking nah.
No, it just isn't. But what is the probability, right?
No.
Of Sandy Hook student shares heartbreaking story of surviving a second school shooting. Woman survived Las Vegas and San Bernardino mass shooting. Highland Park survivor who found herself at Nashville school shooting calls for gun reform. First Las Vegas, then Thousand Oaks. Now he must survive. Dude, this is crazy. Man survives Vegas massacre, dies in hometown mass shooting.
There's a dude at work talking about all this shit today.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. For the second time in 2 years, they survived a mass shooting. When we know about like people like George Zimmerman, who was just involved in all these different things like Charlie Kirk and 9/11, you start to wonder, right?
You sure do.
You start
You
wondering,
sure, like, why though?
Yeah. And this girl here, she has a pendant on her necklace, which is a Jewish pendant. So I guess, again, they could say this is an anti-Semitic attack, probably for that too. One could argue that maybe they're actors. I don't know. People may argue that. I'm not arguing anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're
just stating things.
This is murky, skatey, fucking weird waters we're in. All right. Let's see what she has to say. Oops, my fault.
Say this, I mean, I never thought.
She talks really quiet. Holy shit!
First time, and here we are. And unfortunately, this is America for you.
She seems really chill.
After surviving the Parkland school shooting at Stoneman Douglas
Or
in
defeated.
2018, I was a freshman. After that day, I kind of woke up every morning thinking that it could be my last day. I was afraid for my life every step that I took. And I've come a long way over that time. And I've gotten to a place over these last couple of years where I didn't fear for my life anymore. And I was able to walk around campus.
Seems like she
and feel
pulled her
safe.
necklace out on purpose.
And
Hold on. Can I just ask this? Did she pull her necklace out on purpose? No. I mean, really though. I'm just curious.
Definitely looks like it, dude.
I'm gonna be
I don't think
honest
it
with
was
you.
styled like that originally.
And I'm not being rude. I can tell. I know you're Jewish. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pull out your necklace just to make sure if there's any questions. You know what I'm saying? We're going to solidify that shit. Look, like, come on. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be rude or hateful. I really am not trying to be hateful, but it does seem like there's...
It's just to avoid
weirdness.
any confusion.
Yeah, dude. Let's make sure nobody's confused here.
yet again, and that was taken away from me for a second time. These actually were the doors that I came out of yesterday. I was in the bowling alley. I am one of the bowling instructors on campus as a 1-credit course that students can opt to take. And we had the music playing pretty loudly, so unfortunately we didn't hear anything. Which
Hell yeah.
We were lucky that some of my students looked out of the glass doors and saw everybody running. And I didn't see that, so I'd asked them what was going on. And when they said that everyone ran, I came out from behind.
Crazy. I
Yo,
mean,
what are you taking for
where's-
your elective? Oh, intro to bowling.
Yeah, I'm thinking bowling. Bowling's fun.
Thinking bowling.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy, dude. Very nuts. And how about the fact that like Charlie Kirk is making a posthumous book, that his wife is out promoting that says stop in the name of God. And then it says celebrate how celebrating the Sabbath will change your life or make your life better or whatever.
Awesome.
And she said Shabbat Shalom in another interview. So she's clearly like dog whistling that she's like on the Israel, which is just weird to me because he was going against it, at least pointing them out in the end. And so to me, here's my thing. I'm going to be honest. If I was to look at this, there's two options. Charlie Kirk's alive and he just played the martyrs that way, and he's part of the movement and he's still involved. And now he's just gone in the back somewhere, right? And if that's the case, and so is Epstein, and like there's other people that are, alive, if that's the case. Other option, he's dead. His wife really is that loyal, and her allegiance really is to Israel that much. And this is like some really dirty shit that's going on. And honestly, I would like to think for humanity, he's alive somewhere, which is still just as fucked up. I mean, really, either way you go, it's as bad as it gets. It's as bad as it gets.
If he's alive, he's in a cryo chamber or in some fucking cabin in the middle of fucking nowhere with like him getting occasional shipments of food and essentials.
Right.
And like, I don't know. He's probably got TV.
I think, here's the thing. He took out a massive life insurance policy before he died. She probably took that 150 million that they offered. You know what I'm saying? Like he sold his house a few months before he died. Massive home. So it seems to me that he knew something was up. And people say, oh, he knew Israel was going to kill him. To me, that's almost a red flag that tells me, did he fake his death? Maybe he faked his death, right? To play the martyr, right?
Yeah.
And it was this assassination, martyrdom, all that. Like we said, martyrdom madness. And now, you have this fake beef with Candace Owens and Erica Kirk. And then this is why I think it's fake, because Candace Owens gets asked by Barry Weiss. They're like talking or whatever. And Barry Weiss is like an Israel fucking Mossad agent, essentially. I mean, if she's not, she definitely works for him. But dude, check this out. So she's on Barry Weiss. She's talking to him. And then she goes, what do you have to say about Candace Owens making all this money and doing all this or whatever, right? And then she was smiling and she goes, stop.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right? That's the name of the fucking book, dude. That's marketing.
Yeah.
That's all that was. That was advertising. That's what she just did. That was her advertising a book that she wrote posthumously, or that was made posthumously, by her husband, that may or may not be, as far as we know by the mainstream story, this is dirt being thrown in his face, or he's alive chilling somewhere. But either way, dirt's being thrown in our face. That's a fact. No way. Either way you look at it, we're getting fucked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only question is that guy chilling pretty somewhere on an island, or is he dead? And is his wife that dirty and evil?
I don't know. If he's alive, I hope he's hearing all the fucking songs and like the remixes and shit of the songs that are being made.
Yeah, dude. I hope not, actually. It's so sad.
I feel like he would probably fuck with him, to be honest, though.
Yeah. Well, speaking of somebody that may be living on an island alive, you guys saw this new.
Yeah, you sent me that too.
Okay, Steve Bannon's chilling with Epstein.
The
with this
fuck,
fucking
guy?
image of a like woman that's like in a bat. What is going on there?
Dude, I don't even know. She looks like
Is that Virginia DeFrey?
she
I don't
looks
know.
passed out.
That's the girl who allegedly committed suicide. Remember, like one of the first episodes we ever did? Like we brought that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
The
coming out about
other
possibly Trump, even.
the other slide over is it got a little zoom up.
It does. Oh yeah, real quick, because somebody was bringing that up in the comments. Yeah, stop. In the name of God, why honoring the Sabbath will transform your life.
Oh boy.
Okay, and how many days or how many months was it released after he died? 3. Pretty much to the day. 33333. Israeli publication says, oh yeah, it was part of that regime change in Venezuela. We got that going on. Here's what we talked about in the beginning. This fucked me up. Sorry guys, we're a little bit all over, but
So we're into 60 now. So we're into 60 now. I just told you I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6. Let's do it again. What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See, I like the cameras the old days. So they just had a mesh feature. Now they cover every little. Let's see, Michael, you're in good shape. But I tell you.
Dude, it's so sad. I think this guy's just holding people to stroke his ego and he just has no idea. They're just like using him.
Yeah, I think he just made a bad joke.
Right, but you can tell by his bad joke that he really has no idea what he's bringing in. Or if he does, he's just so fucking, I don't even know what you would call it, like what he is right here. But let's just go back. What does he say? Go ahead.
I think they're looking into the skin part was like it was a lead up to his bad fucking camera joke.
Yeah, but the problem with that I have with that is there's technology where they can see into your skin with this. So it's like,
yeah,
he knows what he's talking about. He does know what it would be used for. That's why I can't really just say that he's just a useful idiot. But he almost comes off that way.
He definitely does, just because the way he's talking.
Yeah.
I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
I don't know how many people were into conspiracies or watching some of the videos back during COVID. Do you guys remember whenever there were videos of like trains overnight that were bringing in a fuck ton of 5G towers like overnight while everybody was on lockdown and COVID? And then they like raised up all the 5G towers during that time. And he said he was the leader of 5G and everything. And that was during his time in presidency. So I just think that was worth pointing out, the whole him being the leader. Let's hit the chat real quick.
What up, Jeezy Mac?
What's up, Jeezy? Charlie's staying at Candace's house right now. Yeah, the book title looks like it says "Stop God" in the name of you're right, and not only that, but it's got the hand, right, which is the 5, like the pentagram, the fucking 5, the whole deal. For Manly P. Hall, the front of his Secret Teachings of All Ages book has a hand like this, which is very telling, symbolic.
Stop God is in Candace's house. She's just bringing him snacks and shit.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Stop God is in very big letters. The rest is in tiny letters. Yes, exactly. Yeah, they know what they're doing, don't they? Bondi was original, said there was a Jewish event nearby. The Jew who got shot was not in Australia. Yeah, not surprised there. Okay, so we also got the FBI arrested 4 members of an alleged radical pro-Palestinian, of course, group in a bombing plot in Los Angeles on New Year's Eve. They're going to do it on New Year's Eve. So if you guys remember, New Year's this year was whenever they did the Tesla bombing outside Trump Towers or Trump Hotel, and the guy ran through all the people in Louisiana, New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it in our first episode in this bitch, and look at us. We're almost a year in, dude. The FBI says 5 locations were targeted and confirmed. A 5th connected suspect was arrested separately in New Orleans.
Hmm.
They're ramping up the shit, guys.
Yes, they are.
They are ramping up the shit. Let's see what we got here. So we got that
It's just
oddness.
it's that close up.
It's just odd, man. All right. Well, okay, cool. That was about it on the shootings. I'm trying to think. The bombing shit, we'll see. I mean, it's weird, you know. Oh yeah. What about I forgot that I sent you this as well.
The bombings thing you said that happened this morning, correct? Or like people started talking about this morning? Something about you.
Yes, that was Cash Patel.
Yeah.
Just apparently this happened today. Oh yeah, and then this morning also you had the director who just got stabbed by his kid.
Yeah, Rob Reiner. Saw that today.
Yeah, so Trump pretty much said that a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director has passed away with his wife, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as the Trump derangement syndrome. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump. This guy is insane. I think this guy literally might have put the hit out on him. Like, dude, they might have activated their son and did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy.
That's what I was just about to say, because I'm pretty sure it was his son that they have in custody right now.
I mean, dude, it was Trump's FBI
that like kind of fucked.
It was Trump. Yeah, it is very. It was Trump's FBI that literally was probably involved in the whole Michigan mayor that was being, you know, they were plotting to kidnap her, and it turns out that like 6 out of 10 of the people that were plotting it were FBI agents.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this happened like a few years back in his last administration. And so every time that he's president, it seems like there's like hits being done on people, dude. Just like the Minnesota people that we talked about with the Vance Bolter dude who was he was a pastor, and then all of a sudden he's a hitman with a list of politicians that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, dude.
Very odd.
Dude, it is so crazy. This guy might be putting it reminds me of the Bolsheviks. Like, this guy's out here just putting hits on people that are his political enemies, you know?
Facts. He's like, yo, those who oppose me will die.
Yeah, it's like whenever we talked about the Epstein situation, may not have been the Clintons, right?
Right.
Could have been Trump. Could have been Trump. Seems like people are dropping like flies with Trump in the office.
Could have been.
It's crazy. So otherwise, what I was going to get at was this. This has all been leading up to this whole crackdown on hate speech in a far more forceful way. This British rabbis speaking out. There's a lot of this going around, this sentiment before and after these shootings, but I think this is the purpose of the shootings is because of the crackdown that they want to unleash on people. Let's see here.
It was the kind of thing.
You're not sharing.
Oh, my bad. I forgot.
But no surprise because of the tone on the streets within our societies, hoping that it would never happen. But no surprise because of the tone on the streets within our societies, with the hatred that is being expressed to the Jewish state, to Jews and to Judaism. And therefore, what's happening around us is inspiring some people to translate hate speech into hate action. You know, my own story is not really so important. One of our children called me to say, have you heard? And then there was some agonizing, how is it injured? But deep down we knew this was an attack on Jewish people.
It's not about my story, but let me talk about me for a minute. Sorry.
Sin of openly celebrating their Jewishness. Time and time again, that's what we have experienced. But you know what? We saw those scenes at Bondi Beach, far more people than the first night. And that's how it's going to be here in the UK and right around the world. We're strong, we're tenacious, and we will celebrate our faith without fear.
You said there about hate.
Does he call for a crackdown or what?
particularly here in the United Kingdom. What is your message to political leaders, to the Prime Minister?
We have to crack down on hate speech in a far more forceful and emphatic way than we previously have been doing. By the way, the Prime Minister called me yesterday to express his solidarity.
By the way, the
and
Prime
support.
Minister called me yesterday. Dude, I love that, dude. I love when people just can't
God
help but take a
damn.
minute. I love when people can't help but take a minute to just stroke their ego real quick and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, me and Keir
Yo,
Starmer
this
were talking
person,
yesterday."
this is kind of anti-Semitic. What's their location?
That's hilarious. Here, check this out.
I would now like to welcome to the stage Leora Rez, founder and executive director of Stop Anti-Semitism, a watchdog organization that publicly exposes anti-Semitic behavior, creating consequences for those who espouse bigotry toward the Jewish people. Leora?
All right, bet. Let's get to it.
100 of these Jew haters have faced real consequences, including firings, suspensions, and expulsions. More than 300 of them remain in an active investigatory state.
Whoa, what are we talking about?
Them, not quietly documented them, feature them publicly, clearly, and with evidence. The results speak for themselves. Approximately 400 of these Jew haters.
We have to dox people. That's what she's saying. You know what I mean? We have to publicly, we got to be like, look, there he is right there. What we have to do is what the Nazis did. Remember when they put those yellow stars on people? We got to do that to people. That's what she's pretty much saying.
Leaders have faced real consequences, including firings, suspensions, and expulsions. More than 300 of them remain in an active.
So they've tested this out and they're saying it works.
Investigatory state across universities, corporations, DEI departments, unions, hospitals, nonprofits, and yes, unfortunately, federal government agencies. And yes, 5 arrests to date tied directly to threats and violence of anti-Semitic conduct we helped expose. This is what accountability looks like. This is what action looks like. This is what pushing back hard looks like against the tidal wave of hate that has consumed the United States and global population. From our founding, Stop Anti-Semitism has operated on one guiding belief.
Stop anti-Semitism.
Anti-Semitism thrives when there are no consequences. So we created consequences, a lot of them. We created visibility. We turned the spotlight towards those who targeted on our community, making silence impossible. On campuses where Jewish students were hunted through libraries.
This is crazy.
Where professors glorified Hamas and Hezbollah terrorists, where mobs shut down our buildings and administrators hid under desks. We stepped in. We documented the offenders. We worked with attorneys, lawmakers, and victim families. And we ensured the message was not mistakable. If you target Jewish students, your actions will not disappear into the darkness.
Yeah, but she talks about everyday life.
Policies were changed, thankfully.
Like regular people.
Elevated evidence and worked with authorities, leading to arrests from Florida, South Carolina, New York, California, and Texas.
Whoa. So yeah, dude, they're out here. They're doing it, dude. What she's saying is we've done it in universities. We're done in universities, and now we're going to do it to you. Google and SEO will follow you for the rest of your life. When you look for a job, when you look for a spouse, when you look for a nanny or anything, our work will always be documented. When we act, lives change, and anti-Semites learn, sometimes for the very first time in their lives in history, that targeting Jews will come at a price. Now, here's the thing. What's the definition of anti-Semitism? Anti-Semitism. Because I believe that the NIA, whatever the fuck it's called, like the National, what's it called? National Holocaust definition is Zionism's wrapped up in it. So in that case, if you're against anything Israel's doing, then you are going to be subject to what she's talking about. It's crazy. Hold on a second. But yeah, that's wild, dude. I'm just saying, dude. Let's go to the chat for a second.
Insane.
We do hate speech while they do hate kills. Yes, 100%. That's what's going on, Jeezy Mac. Cake and a cup of Jews didn't celebrate genocides in public like they were in Bondi. It may not have happened. We need to crack down on yarmulkes, Jeezy says. Yeah, well, you know, that's a wild one. It's not stop anti-Semitism, it's stop free speech, you bastards. And that's really at the end of the day what it is. They're coming after conspiracy theorists. They're coming after free speech advocates. That is really the true goal of it, because as we talked about here with the Kash Patel situation, that might have been on the Patreon, so I don't know if you guys heard it, but I pointed out how Kash Patel separated conspiracy theorists from Americans. He said, I work for Americans, the American people, not conspiracy theorists, saying essentially that, you know, we aren't Americans anymore if we have feelings of conspiratorial theories. So
apparently we're not true patriots.
Yeah, and you know, and then with the conversations I've been watching go around, there's a lot of this concept of a mind virus. And we're going to get into this in like a future episode, actually the next one. But I want you to keep this in mind. Tell me if you guys see anything about mind virus. They're pushing a lot about this whole, it's a mind virus. It spreads. It's a cancer. Like we saw with Netanyahu earlier. He talked about how it spreads like a cancer. It's very similar to what Erica Kirk said with Barry Weiss about it being a mind virus.
Yeah.
Being a conspiracy theorist or not believing the Charlie Kirk story. And so what I'm kind of pointing out is, if we're all going to plug ourselves into this brain, this one mind, we can't have people with a mind virus. You see what I mean? You can't have a certain type of people. And what they're doing is right now, they're predictively programming people to think a certain way. And what I'm pointing out is they're predictively programming you to think about people as if whether they have a mind virus or not. Therefore, should they be treated?
Yeah.
Because if you're sick, you should be treated, right? And so that's my point. Like, they're kind of creating this mind virus theory that I think is going to kind of fester and grow into something bigger.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
I think you're right.
That's really why I think it is. So yeah, I worry about the mind virus thing, definitely a lot. I've been reading Dark Majesty by Tex Mars. And in this book, I've got notes here, and in this book, actually not even in this book, I was starting to listen to him a little bit as well. And you remember when I talked about the Christian nationalism being used for this like monarchy and everything else?
Yeah.
Well, this guy was talking in the 90s about the CFR and how the CFR's goal was to submerge American sovereignty into an all-powerful one-world government by establishing a religious roundtable to make a global spirituality.
Wow. Global spirituality.
Yeah, like a one-world government,
So, yeah,
one-world religion.
we all do, yeah.
Establish a religious roundtable to make Henry Kissinger, guys, this is the important part. Remember the episode we did? You weren't there, but the episode we did about the Genesis mission and about the Genesis book that Henry Kissinger wrote, which ties right into AI being the future government and everything else, and how we won't have free will.
I remember a little bit of it from the edit.
Okay, good. Henry Kissinger was the guy who chose the roundtable. He's the man who led the roundtable for the religious roundtable at the CFR. He's also the guy who, when you look at the Genesis mission that Trump just signed in, which is all about AI and like this future or whatever, which we know is the beast system. And then you look at the Genesis book that he wrote about, which is this idea of reassessing what free will is and reassessing if a human is an animal or not, because if you don't turn into a hybridized transhumanist, then therefore you're still an animal, so you don't have any rights. You have the rights of an animal. That's literally shit he talked about in that book, was this idea of like, you got to merge with get with the times, merge with the machine. If you don't do it, we're going to be talking to animals and we're going to decide maybe you don't even have rights. Crazy.
Oh, fuck.
But this dude, Henry Kissinger, is everywhere when it comes to this shit. And so, we, the CFR, need religion element for Zionist New World Order. This was in 2005 to 2007, okay? That they were
Okay.
talking about this. The CFR had written about this. So this Zionist New World Order has been in the making for a while. They've been trying to merge religious radicalism and all this nationalism with it since the 90s.
Damn, dude.
So the idea is that they merge all of these religions together, mingling the deities. And if you guys are listening to the Secret Teachings of All Ages book club that we're doing, then you know that Freemasonry already does that. They already do merge all the religions together. They already have done that. They've created the one world religion and philosophy already. They just need to sell it to us.
Yep.
So, very wild.
Damn, there's a big ass glass of water.
Yeah, dude, it really is. So again, now when we talk about Kash Patel on that note, when we talk about Kash Patel and we talk about how he's talking to a Christian man who just died and saying, I'll see you in Valhalla.
Yeah.
And then you think about the fact that that's a Nordic religion, Charlie Kirk's Christian, and Kash Patel swore in on the Bhagavad Gita. That's Hindu. That's a Hindu religion, Bhagavad Gita. So he swears in on the Bhagavad Gita, then he calls out Valhalla when he's talking to Charlie Kirk, a Christian martyr. So this is the merging of the religions that you see.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? It's already there. It's already there.
Bringing
like,
them all together right there in one, in just himself saying one sentence.
It shows you what he's doing. It shows you what he's really doing. And you're not going to find those kind of analytics many places, dude. Because I really fucking analyze shit too much when it comes to that. So yeah, exactly, Jeezy. Neither of them are supposed to believe in Valhalla. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. And they do, though, because they're a part of this one world religion government that's been created, which is really from Freemasonry and or Jewish mysticism that goes back a long time. And it's against God, as we know. Man is God. Nancy Pelosi, whenever she was first coming in, this dude, Tex Mars was like all over her, dude. He was like, she talked about Novus Ordo Seclorum in one of her first speeches, which is on the back of your dollar bill. Novus Ordo Seclorum, New Order of the World. Did you guys know that Prescott Bush, George Bush Sr.'s dad, funded the Nazis?
Yeah, didn't you say that either it was off camera or either a couple episodes ago?
It might have been. And you can't oversay it. Skull and Bones to the core. So Skull and Bones has a lot of connection with the Nazi secret societies in Germany, okay? Thule Society, the whole deal, right? And so they actually worked a lot together. So whenever George H.W. Bush says a new world order and Hitler said a new world order, and then you know his dad funded Hitler, you know that connection's real. That's not by mistake, right? And so do you know who else is Skull and Bones? I'll give it to you. J.D. Vance, dude.
Oh?
J.D. Vance, Skull and Bones, baby. Yes, sir.
What
and
the
then you
fuck?
got, and Skull and Bones. Now, when you know about Hitler and the fact that he looked at himself as a crusader knight for the Catholic papacy, essentially. So he was more of a Catholic type dude, right? Peter Thiel. Remember when we talked about him being a part of the Opus Dei Catholic fucking sect of whatever, and then he is J.D. Vance's guy, right?
Right.
Skull and Bones. You see the connection with all that still there. It hasn't gone anywhere. The connection's still there. The Catholics, the Nazis, and Skull and Bones, and the CFR and the Bilderberg, it's all connected. It's all one big group. And you see the people in it that are in different sects of these groups, and they're all really a part of the same thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into Dark Majesty because he does a great job at laying a lot of this down. This is stuff I had never heard of, you know.
All right.
Henry Ford, Walt Disney. Yep. GC Max said we need to make our own secret society. Yeah, well, I kind of look at this show as a little bit of a secret society. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, you know, we just got
still
people
kind of
that,
like a secret society.
Because like-minded individuals come to watch this show. You know what I'm saying? We'll get like 9 or 10 people that will be in here watching it. It'll drop back down to 6, and you know it's just people that come through and watch it for a minute and leave. It's like, that's fine, dude, because guess what? The same 6 motherfuckers come every single time. So you see what I'm saying? Like, they actually fuck. So that's my point. Like, I don't care about like capturing a large net of people that I'm not placating to anybody, you know? As a matter of fact, it's funny because of our fan base being what it is, you guys give, suggestions for show topics about things I haven't even seen sometimes yet, right? So it's like really great. So again, keep doing that. But I love whenever people give, feedback. But yeah, if there's a bunch of people coming through here that didn't know what the fuck we were talking about, then they're like, you should just talk about this or that. It would be terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like I would stop saying to give us, ideas. I'd be like, no. For real though, that's how it would be. So face scans for Roblox and porn, huh? What do you think about that?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Roblox and porn in the same sentence. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
So you gotta scan your face to play Roblox now?
Yeah, they're starting this. Yeah, so they're using our children as a scapegoat to unleash this digital face recognition ID on everybody by using children as a scapegoat. We can't have people watching.
No fucking way, dude.
They're doing a great job, dude. They did it with porn, and now they're doing it with Roblox. And what they do is, here's what they do. They let the child predators fester on Roblox so that way they could point out this is happening. And then you see the CEO of Roblox said, when he was asked about the child predators, he said, well, they offer value in different ways or something. So pretty much saying that, like,
wow,
they give us value, these predators. So in other words, what's the value you're giving? This scapegoat that you need, which is, you know what I mean? Like, that seems to me.
That's insane, dude.
I know. And so I'm watching this unfold, and I feel like nobody's talking about this. Like, nobody's even questioning it.
Dude, clip that. Put it on fucking... Clip that.
Yeah, we're going to clip that. Well, you're my dog, dude. You're clipping. Hold on, because I suck at the clipping. I suck at making clips. So the 6G seeing into this skin, we didn't get into the 6G technology like I wanted to. Shit, I really wanted to, though. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find one. I can. I'm going to do it. 6G into the skin. We can look at some of the 6G technology real quick. Nothing too crazy. Actually, I'll just give you an overview that I have. Okay, so what's powering the future of 6G? Well, it is terahertz. Terahertz frequency are at the heart of the next generation of wireless technology. There's an in-depth white paper that explores the fundamental building blocks of terahertz technology. And you can find it by looking up pretty much what I just said. White paper, terahertz technology. And you'll be able to find this whole everything. It really gets deep on how this works. But like I said earlier, terahertz radio, dense distributed sensors, like edge, all these smart dust sensors, edge sensors, wearables, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mixed with a digital twin, right? The digital twin we've talked about, which is created by AI and everything through data collecting and everything else, predictive programming, all that. And then they mix extremely high resolution with low latency communications for an environmental sensing infrastructure that then they can create a simulation and predict shit and like know everything, essentially know all. It's Big Brother. That's like what's going on. Okay. It's very hard to explain. I was trying to say that in a digestible way. So what's powering it is the terahertz, like I said, but then they also use massive beamforming or also ultra dense arrays, which are beams like antennas. And it kind of like lasers too. Like we've talked a lot about the laser shit, all this laser technology. I think that's got a lot to do with it as well. Semiconductor photonic advances, which is just generating terahertz signals in a compact way to give like a full spectrum application. This shit is super nerdy techie. Integrated sensing and communication. 6G architectures are actively being designed to unify communications and sensing so that user devices can simultaneously carry data and sense position. But I'm trying to get to where it talks about how it can like read everything. Yeah. Oh, range and penetration. So terahertz attunes rapidly and is blocked by obstacles. So this is why they need small cells or little sensors, little smart dust everywhere So they can create a physical environment with dense infrastructure, which means that they'll have more fixed points for surveillance and data capturing. So they have to have this smart dust blanketed everywhere. So that way they can have this super dense physical infrastructure digitally, a digital twin of it. So that way they can surveil everything better and get better data capture. Very crazy. Data volumes processing. We'll go past that. Non-contact and biometric health sensing. So terahertz and radar systems can detect micro motions like breathing and heart rate, and can image through some materials, like through their body, through your skin, right? Deeper through your skin, like he said, and embed sensors into smart street furniture, buildings, homes, gateways, all the smart dust stuff we talked about. This is where they put it everywhere so they could look into it, they could penetrate into it like your Wi-Fi does, where it sees through your walls.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, dude. It can see through you. You're like Superman seeing through shit, like the whole deal.
Yeah.
But they're doing that. They're doing that seeing you.
Yeah, I don't want that.
It's actually insane. So directional terahertz beams and RISs, which are the sensors, and beam tracking enable submeters, localize and indoor and outdoors, can make it possible without GPS to essentially do everything we just said, surveil everything. Okay, data. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, so the singularity aspect of it, real-time digital twins. So like we talked about before, the digital twin, replicas of people, places, things, and the sensors with the AI, edge AI, enable automated predictions without human oversight. And that's a key ingredient for this, because you can just have AI automate everything, and then it automatically makes it better. And then now, the next thing you know, you have this singularity, this kind of singularity event happen where you can't really discern anything from anything because it's so perfect. So they're going to be able to create it with this technology, ideally, if it goes right for them. Crazy. Crazy. I'm trying to see. Yeah, that's about it. It's pretty nerdy techie, but I definitely would go look at the white pages for that technology. It is nuts. You know, it gets back to what we talked about before with lead paint and everything. Lead paint, your house used to be a fortress. You couldn't get through it with any microwaves. You can get through it with radio waves. You would have been fine. But what do? They go, lead paint will kill you. Get it out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Get it
and
out
then they
of
just
there.
take it out. Oh, tinfoil hat. Oh, this guy thinks he's trying to block our radio waves. Haha. No, aluminum, bitch. And then on top of that, it's worse for you, and it kills you. It gives you dementia and Alzheimer's, which is exactly what they want.
Fucking great, dude.
Yeah, you cook with fucking foil all the time, dude. Good luck. You're getting heavy metals in your brain.
Hell yeah, I like
know?
them metals, dude.
That's the thing, bro. So it's just, when you look at all that, it's very clear what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's hit that chat. We'll probably head out of here soon. I got by the way, guys, book club coming up in 20 minutes. We're doing this episode for this week to release. So you guys got a little early sneak peek at this episode. Good for you.
Yeah.
All the top dogs at Yale. Yeah, they definitely joined the Skull and Bones. Apparently, you know, the youngest Rothschild just graduated from whatever the fuck he got out of, and he was in some crazy club. And yeah, so we got a new generation of Rothschilds that's going to be running shit too. So that's awesome. I don't know if you saw him, full Freemasonic outfit he had on. Oh yeah, we already got to these. I felt sick in my gut when the bitch in Australia said Roblox was exempt. Roblox is their way to blackmail more people. Cake in a cup. I didn't know they were exempt in Australia. Have you seen the Google network of devices, Ring door cams, all sharing? Yes, they did a deal with Flock and probably somebody else that owns Flock or whatever, the Oracle probably. And yeah, so the Ring cameras are all doing the face scanning, and then they're like, oh, this is this person, because it goes through social media and analyzes like where that person could be, and then it finds what that person is. So when you go to your Ring camera, it says like, Andrew, you know, this place, this age, all that. It's getting to that point where you can wear meta glasses and it's doing that then. Like somebody could just wear glasses on the street, look at you, and then it's telling them everything about you.
That's crazy.
It's getting to that point, bro. It's already kind of to that point. But yeah, you block your camera from the web, but the neighbor camera will share theirs. Yeah, I mean, they're all automatically connected to this database now.
Yeah.
And that's the idea. We're going to sell you this convenient. You can see when your package gets home. You can see who's at your house. You can talk to them. You know, it's a doorbell on top of that. It's a whole deal. And then you buy it and everybody's got it. Once they get enough people to have it, you do a deal with fucking Flock, and then you have a data collection program where you just collect everybody's faces, and now everybody's locked down with Big Brother eye everywhere.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Same thing with the stoplight cameras. They're like, oh, put these cameras on the stoplights so that way we could catch people if they run a light or whatever. And
I
then
wish that's all it was for.
No, man. You know they did that? I said this whenever it happened. I was like, bro, people were just getting out of tickets, right? Because they're like, well, you can't prove that was me driving the car. I let my brother borrow my car or whatever, right? So I don't have to pay the ticket. So people would get out of it. So you know what they did? They stopped giving tickets for running lights, but they kept the cameras up.
Yeah.
Because that was always the plan, was just get the cameras in there. After that, don't worry about the rest.
They're like,
We'll
all right,
figure
we're
that
not
out."
going to use them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're up there.
You think they
They're
don't
just
have a
not
team
gonna
of
use
lawyers? You think they don't have a team of lawyers whenever they came out with this technology that said, hey, man, you know that you're not going to be able to really charge people with this. Like, they're going to get out of it. And they said, oh, okay, yeah, we'll deal with it when we get there. But in reality, they didn't care about that, you know?
No.
So, yeah. They're finding people for drinking and or eating while driving. You know what, though? That reminds me of this I was going to show you. So, in the UK...
Look at this.
Can I click on it?
Which it uses 8.1% of your daily dietary carbon allowance. The UK has started
You can only
labeling
eat so
foods
much.
based on how much carbon they emit, and the goal is to limit how much carbon you can spend each day. They've been trying to implement this since 2008, and now it's finally here. And some restaurants, even cafes, have already started showing what percentage of your carbon allowance each meal uses. And
Carbon
conveniently
credits.
tied to the exact
They're
time
coming.
when they're rolling out digital IDs.
Yep.
Soon you'll have your digital ID inside your digital wallet, where you'll also store your carbon passport
And
and
your carbon
track your
allowance.
personal carbon allowance.
Wow.
And don't forget your digital vaccine passport, which goes in there conveniently as well. If you want to travel or work, you'll need to make sure all of your records and boosters are up to date. So this might be the last time in history where we can travel, eat, and live freely without government permission.
Oh my
Let me know in the
God.
comments what you think about this, and make sure to share this with someone who needs to know. There's some alarming news coming out of the UK.
Hey, shout out that Cash Hand official. Yo, that's fucking crazy, isn't it?
That's insane.
Dude. And meanwhile, they're meanwhile, they're making sure to put this out so whenever they get this, 6G technology out here, you got plenty of this graphene oxide nanoparticles inside of your body so they can alter your fucking body and do whatever they want with you at the same time.
Cake in a Cup says banks in Australia are starting to do carbon notifications based on what you're buying.
Wow. Yeah, man, the carbon shit's
What the
here. I
fuck?
mean, you breathe carbon. So at the end of the day, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a fucking I don't think there's a fallacy in the argument of saying that you're being taxed for your breath. You're being allowed a certain amount of life by getting a carbon credit like that.
That's wild.
So, we're going to get into the made beds and all that shit here soon. I feel like that's kind of a segue into this conversation a little bit. Because, they're letting people just decide to commit suicide in Canada just because they have like stress or money problems or whatever. It's not even about disease or illness. It's just like, oh, you having a shitty time because you can't buy anything because BlackRock's buying everything up and charging more for it. Oh, well, hey, go hop in this made bed. Just fucking kill yourself. You know what I mean? Like, that's just so death is now being offered as the treatment or solution. And that whenever that happens, that's whenever society ends.
Yeah.
So
that's fucked.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, that was great. I feel bad ending on that note. Hey, I think that we went on a lot of shit. We could call this a news episode, essentially. False FLAGNUKKAH. It's just one of those where, there's some shit going down, dude, on Hanukkah is false flags, bro. So, and I think we've laid out a lot of things that could really give a couple questions, a couple head scratchers to be like, maybe this was a false flag scenario. I don't think we just said this without any backup here. So
yeah,
if Gen X stands up, we could change everything. Yeah, hopefully so. Wishful, wishful, wishful. I am there too with you. Made his one huge sacrifice ritual for them. That is a fact. I'll be back for that book club in 10 minutes. I'll see y'all later. If you join me, awesome. See you then. We're going to be talking about Ra, the Sun God. Justin's taking off.
Yup. I'll be
All
back
right,
for the next one.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Thank you. Thank you. Peace.